Pleasure to talk to you. I think I'm allowed to do this because it's on brand. You're amazing in roommates.
Oh, thank you.
I got such a kick out of like that specific dad. Like I think only you and Stanley Tucci have ever been like, what if the dad was fun crazy
Yeah,
in his own world, like
thank
his
you.
own movie?
Yeah, it's the movie's funny and it's got big proper jokes in it and it's Sandler, so it's like that tone is there and I got to yeah, I mean like doing a Sandler called me and was like, "You want to play my daughter's father?" I'm like, highest praise I could ask for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think it's just also fun when someone else like obviously when other comedians think you're funny, it's aside from money the best praise, right?
Hi,
Getting paid is great too.
Getting paid
But
is great too, but if you can get paid and also get Adam Sandler to say he thinks you're funny, then what's better than that?
oh yeah. And I think this is such a great example of you've clearly been able to do things your way enough that here's another thing, right? Go even more off in your own direction and have fun.
Hmm.
And the thing that I was thinking about was how do you kind of balance that out? Because the I think one of the hardest things is not going too far to just what amuses yourself, right?
Sure.
Because I can be in a room with all these people looking at me and I go, here's what's funny, let's do that.
Hmm.
Does everyone else find it funny? When especially with animation, when you can conceivably do anything and
Yeah,
get away with almost anything.
yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of doing the show. And with obviously my core partners from Big Mouth and a number of the same writers and team behind it. From that, we've been able to build an incredible roster of people who together can decide collectively, like, is that funny enough, or is that gone too far, or not far enough, and we continue to try to find where that lives, and that's one of the great joys of the process.
Also, and the way to like trick yourself into having a real job, but not, right? Because you're sitting in an
Yeah,
office talking about a dick joke, right? We
sure.
got to figure out this particular joke, and it looks like a real job, but it's still like, this is a joke. How much? How can we say that? Like, it's just, and I
Sure.
think the thing about Big Mouth was it proved if it's funny and if there's a little bit of heart in there, the answer is you can pretty much show anyone or anything doing anything.
That's yeah. I mean, that's how we've operated, and again, the joy of going into a room with a group of very funny people and just continuing to try to write and come up with the funniest joke while simultaneously tell a story that does have some emotional underbearing that feels real. I mean, like when it's cooking, there's nothing like it in the world. Um, and then you gotta and then every part of the making something like this or making anything at all requires a lot of actual kind of labor and work, but you're chasing those moments of discovery with other funny people that when you hit it you're like, this is the best job in the world.
Oh yeah. When step one of it, it probably sounds insane. Oh, I want to do a musical disclosure. I want to explain the pornscape. Like these things that you're like, if they don't work, they'll be cringy in the worst way. But if they work, they also speak to like the human condition or the animal condition here that like
Sure.
is the reason I want to do this. And I think you guys do it so well that you almost want you to keep going further because the edgier it gets, the more you know it's building also to something a little bit emotional. Otherwise, to some degree, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think that's what always has been our ethos, which is the more emotionally honest story we tell, the more frankly graphic or crazy joke we can tell, and they really live symbiotically if we're doing it right. And sometimes we found like, oh no, we went a little too far in that, or we went a little too far in the emotion, and then you dial it in and try to find it. And truly, that's been the sort of the sweet spot that where how we like to kind of operate and tell stories, and setting it in the animal kingdom, but setting it during like quote mating season, where you are like people are trying to find their, or animals in this case are trying to find their mates, felt like such a rich area to talk about the human condition of what it's like to be, in your 20s and 30s as people are pairing off and you're trying to figure out where you stand and all that, either looking for love or not looking for love, just looking for sex or not. Like those stories it felt like a very fun way to tell those kinds of stories.
Oh yeah, and kind of reflects how not that far off we are from them. It's
Hmm.
and it's it's not an original premise necessarily, but the execution is unlike Even The Simpsons. I remember when as a kid, The Simpsons being like, oh, there are people who won't let their kids watch The Simpsons, and it's a thing where they go to church. Like they're as like wholesome as it gets.
Yeah. No, it's we're a slightly different brand at this point.
Oh yeah, no,
And but it's really what we do, and you know, I think we've proven that we do it, I think, well, and also I think responsibly. You know what I mean? Like there's wild shit that we do and say, but again, always I think thoughtfully.
oh yeah. I think if it was only about what's the edgiest thing we can do, what's the most graphic joke we can make, it would have run its course by now. There's a reason that this show wouldn't exist if that hadn't already been proven that you guys are doing more than that.
I think so.
Yeah. By virtue of, I think, the elevator pitch, even like, what about animals who really want to? Oh, you've already hung up. Oh, okay, bye. But no,
Yeah.
the fact that
It was a
it's
much easier conversation because we just sat down with Netflix and we're like, this is the, and then they were like, yes, that's exactly what we'd like from you.
you're already paying us. We'd like you to keep doing it. Here's what we want it to look like. Okay, this is all yes. All
Yeah,
right,
it
it'll
was
never
great.
be easier. Than
Truly, it was, that was the process, and we're psyched to be doing it.
Oh yeah, and I'm thrilled that it's there. One, it's enjoyable, and also it's something different.
Good.
And you know, I see 300 movies a year, and there's a million shows out there. Anything that's different is always, whether it's this or the movie you were in last year, which was like such a dark comedy. Like anything that's different, always down for it.
From your mouth to the attention-starved audiences of the world.
I aim to please. I do what I can. Thank you for doing
Thanks,
this,
man.
man.
Have a good one.
Awesome. You too.